Welcome back everyone to part 10 of Let's Play Fire Emblem The Path of Radiance on Maniac mode difficulty. Indeed, yeah, today we're gonna keep on going. However, there won't be live commentary in today's video. Yeah, when I was recording part 10 there, well, for some reason Audacity just shut itself down there and I lost my audio capturing. So, yeah, we're gonna need to do this post-game commentary, which I don't think it's going to be a big deal or anything, but it's not going to be as good as the original, which is a bit of a shame, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I believe right here now I am scouting out Nadata here and his, well, his hoodlums here. His personal guards, if you will. Yeah, I never did so back in part 9, I realized here. And yeah, I found out, well, they are not all that strong, you know. They only have Venin axes, which are very low damage dealing weapons, but of course you do get poisoned if you get hit, which can be deadly, as you know, poison in this game actually will kill you, very much like back in Fire Emblem Therasia used to. So yeah, we gotta watch out for that. So yeah, I think here is about when I realized that I'm gonna just send Marcia up there to the house instead of Ike, because well, she can very easily get there, and then instead we'll have Ike deal with the pirates. And so yeah, I'm just preparing here to pull them in. And of course we're gonna do some shipping here with Marcia before flying on. Yeah, very nice going there, Nick. Gotta min-max every damn situation here. And yeah, if I remember correctly, Sudan here, he did really well in this particular episode. He gained a lot of experience. I think he'll, well, level up twice here. I'm like 99% sure. It's actually been a while since I recorded this, but yeah, he's gonna do well, I know that much. And Ike too, of course. Heck, I mean, he's already about to hit level 20, which is a little bit crazy. I cannot believe how our level is here now, whilst playing on Maniac mode. There are so many enemies, and well, it's just the fact of the matter that you have to rely on Ike an awful lot here. Like, he's a pretty damn good unit, he has good growths and decent bases, so yeah, it makes sense that you might want to use him a lot here. Especially if you lose Boyd, you know, like I did. But basically what I'm gonna end up doing here is just pull in the pirates here with Ike, and then Sudan will finish them off. And yeah, here, I'm just about to heal on up, and then Nadata will attack me. Or actually, no, first this guy will come in on to Ike, yeah. Then we'll deal with him. And oh yeah, I was messing up here a little bit. I was supposed to, well, redirect where I sent my cat friends here, but I kept messing it up, or rather I kept forgetting, well, redirecting them, so yeah, there will be some sloppy plays here in a moment. But yeah, here for now, we're just gonna slowly move down the trail here. Ilyana too will get some good experience here, as you'll see. Like, thanks to the shade skill there, you can move, well, very brazenly with her, which is one of the main reasons why I like her so much. Like, technically, you could say Sudan is a better mage, and I mean, I would do so too, as far as dealing damage goes, but, you know, there is some more things to Fire Emblem than dealing max damage. I think that, at the very least, she's a better healer than he is, just because, well, she can run on up and heal people without having to be afraid of getting taken out there, thanks to the shade skill. So, you know, they are good for different reasons. I'll give them both that. But yeah, here we are now preparing for Oscar to do some tanking, yeah. We have some thick guys here that he will, well, deal with here in a bit. He does have his steel lance equipped after all, so he'll be able to ship back, get some experience there. And yeah, I did this on purpose, I remember this. I was gonna pull in this guy with Sudan, just because, well, I wanna get as much experience on him as possible, or possibly. Yeah, and I made sure that the archer wouldn't reach him, I do recall that match. And yeah, I got quite lucky here with Ike on the beach. As far as I remember, the X-Men only hit him once, I wanna say. I got quite lucky. they ended up not being that big of an issue. I thought that Nedata and his, well, gang would be a lot harder to solo there with Ike, or I mean, he wasn't really soloing them, he has Suran and Riz there too. So, yeah. Still though, you get what I'm saying. On, well, the European hard mode, I know it can be done, but here on Maniac mode, I wasn't quite sure. You know, especially since Nedata has been buffed up a little bit. He has a few more points of strength and defense there, so he definitely is tougher. 10 damage with the Thunder, not bad. 14 with the regular Spellbook, Thunderbook. I do think it's here I realize that I need to take out one of the armored knights here because, well, Ilyana... Well, here's the deal. These armored knights had enough damage to one-shot Ilyana. Like, she's only at 18 health, I remember right now, and these guys hurt her for 18 on the dot, so I'm gonna need to thin their numbers a little bit so that she can actually sit here. Because these guys will absolutely attack her, since they can one-round her, you know. The archers won't, though. So as long as we can block her off from all these big dudes, she'll be safe. Which, once again, is what's... Wait, let me try that again. Which, once again, is what is so sweet about the Shade skill. There you go. Holy crap, my man. And... yeah, see, Oscar, he's coming around there, like, in the beginning of the game there, I mean, I guess he still are in the beginning of the game, but, like, in the earlier chapters, I thought for sure he just would not be able to hang very well here, but, you know, he's getting some good level ups, and he's very tanky, and, you know, since, well, I lost Boyd there, I was pretty much forced to use Oscar, which I normally, well, do not... prefer him over Boyd there, so he's gotten a lot of good experience, and you know what, he's actually starting to come around here. I am actually quite happy with him. Oh, and yeah, I remember this, I'm actually gonna use Rolf to pull in that Steelbow guy. Yeah. He's not that bad, in all honesty, Rolf. Like, he's quick enough not to get shot twice by the archers here, which, you know, they are level 12 and he's only level 1, so, you know, that speaks for that he at the very least has decent bases here, you know. He's not a trash unit. It's just such a shame that, well, in Path of Radiance, like, X and the... What am I trying to say to that? The X and the Lance weapon archetypes there, they are so important in this game. Like, you need to be able to hit in melee and in range, and, like, yeah, that's basically how it goes in all Fire Emblem games, but especially here in this one. Since there are gonna be so many enemies coming onto you, it is very important that you can clear out the rabble, you know. You can't just slowly take out one at a time. Even if you're good at it, you gotta be able to deal with lots of enemies. And Rolf is just not one of those. Yeah. I think this is one of few games where X is the best weapon type, believe it or don't. Yeah, normally Lances are the best, as far as I know, but no, not in Path of Radiance. Here, axes are the best. I guess everybody has such high growths that, like, you still don't struggle with hitting with the axes there, and they have a lot of damage, and, you know, they don't weigh enough to slow people down, so therefore they're just very good. I think it's something like that is why the axes are king here, but I wouldn't really know. But let's see. I don't exactly remember what I was talking about here. Oh, yeah, actually, no, I remember. I was thinking of running up there to the house with Ike, but about here I realized that I want to pull these bandits and the data there to the right. Yeah, does that make sense? And then I was just gonna let the cats deal with that one pirate there who's about to run for the house there. Yeah, so in a moment here I will take Ike and step like a few steps to the right there, and then 3 of the pirates will go for him, and then Sudan will join on in here as well. Yeah, and it's at that point where he starts getting a whole lot of experience here. Yeah, it's quite beautiful, if I do say so myself. I can already tell that Sudan is gonna be one of my main dudes here in this playthrough. Like, he is really stepping up to the plate. He's got a lot of magic, skill, and speed. He's squishy, sure, but that's like how Sudan always turns out. But, yeah, he's gonna be a decent unit. It's just a shame that we lost Boyd, because, well, if Sweden could have supported up with Ike there, well, then they could have stacked a lot of avoidance, and that's like one of the few ways that you can actually get Sweden to tank in this game a little bit. But, yeah, no, instead we gotta support up Ike with Titania here now. Because, well, I think it's more important for Titania to have a support group rather than Suren having one, because, well, he's a healer once he promotes, so, yeah, at that point, he doesn't really need support anyways as much as she does, you know, and she's gotta be on the front lines tanking, so, yeah, I want her to be at max stats. And you know what, doing max commentary, doing post-game commentary here is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah. It's a little bit unusual, though, I will say that much. Oh, well, yeah, this is where Oscar almost died here, I remember. I think it was now, anyways. He will level up here. Yeah, because there is that one archer there on the far left. He actually reaches Oscar, and I did not foresee that. And so here he now levels up, and he actually gets a good level up. Look at this. Strength, luck, defense. I mean, it's not all that many stats, but it's good stats. And now this guy comes in. And look at this. He deals 4 damage, and then the Armored Knight deals 8. And so if I had not gotten that defense level up there, they would have dealt exactly 2 more damage, and I would have lost Oscar. So, yeah, I got very lucky there. Yeah, that was a close one. Oh, and here we have 3 more pirates joining in. I don't think these 3 show up here in the European hard mode version. Yeah, I remember getting surprised about those guys joining in there, but it might be that they actually do join in there. Well, once again on the European hard mode, it's just that there might be only 1 or 2 of them instead of 3. But you see, this series where I messed up with the whole redirecting thing I was talking about before. I was gonna send my cats away from the house so that Marcia could lure the house there, but I kept on forgetting about it, and so eventually, like, well, you'll see what's gonna happen here. She's just gonna have to sit around there and duel that one pirate that's there by Mordecai now, and she's actually gonna be able to beat him and get some good experience. She got very lucky there as far as dodging goes. But, yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna grind this guy down a little bit with Ike, and then I believe Suren gets the kill. And then, of course, the other pirate will take a stab at Suren, but naturally he will survive. Yeah, see, no problems. No problems at all, officer. And yeah, see, I'm super paranoid. I'm going with the wind book instead with the fire, even though I only lacked 3% hit and I had 2 shots. But, you know, I could have missed twice there. It could have happened. So rather be safe than sorry. And yeah, I mean, just look at Suren. He's gaining so much experience, and his stats, like, yeah. I believe here I talked about how good my Suren is. Like, yeah, he's got well, some nice amount of defense there. He's got a lot of magic and skill and speed. You know, he's coming around nicely here. Of course, you know, he does have high growths in, well, magic, skill, and speed. So it's no surprise, really, but yeah, even so, you know. I think I'm having above average luck on him still, you know. And yes, this series where I'm talking about Mordecai and Lethe, how I need to move them away. And yeah, I also talked about how, well, I'm gonna park Marcia here to lure the pirate away so he doesn't suicide on Mordecai either. It's such a shame you don't get to control Lethe and Mordecai at this point. It would have been fun, because then, well, you could get experience on them for fighting. And, well, as I've talked about before, we're actually gonna use Mordecai in this playthrough, and actually looking forward to it. Yeah, here we have this conversation here. I can't let you die when Boyd. We lost Boyd, for crying out loud, Rolf. I don't ever want to feel that kind of pain again. I know. Well, there you go. Now, please, Nick, heal on Oscar. Heal on Oscar up. Oscar, yes. But, yeah, there are so many armor knights here, and plenty of archers. This is actually a pretty scary group of enemies here. Same situation here. If the armored knights just dealt slightly less damage, I could have used, well, Titania here to take out one of the armored knights, and then we could have used Ileana to kill the other one. And at that point, none of the archers would have, well, targeted Ileana. It's just, yeah, Or well, yeah, what am I saying here? I think the issue here was Ilyana couldn't deal with the armored knights. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna walk up with her here in a second and yeah, look at the damage numbers. Yeah, see here I realized that if I just had a little bit higher health, then she could sit here in the open and take pot shots at them, but yeah, that won't be possible since they can, as a matter of fact, one-shot her. So I'm gonna end up backing off here in a bit, but not before marking them down. And yeah, there you go. But yeah, I will say this map went by pretty smoothly here. We're already on turn 8 though. I'm gonna definitely miss out quite a bit on Maniac experience here. Yeah, that's a shame, but it is what it is. And yeah, here we get to see some Pirate on Marcia action, and she actually quite easily tangles with him. Tangles with him? Yes. Something to that effect. Yeah. I actually did say here during this episode that I would look into perhaps be using Marcia here. Like, it depends. Like, her base stats are really good. It's just, yeah. I still don't know how I'm gonna handle her support situation there. I think I commented on that at the very end of episode 9 there. Yeah. I still haven't looked it up. But, okay, let's see here. I think she gained HP skill and luck, or HP skill rest, something like that. Okay, yes, see, I remember. Yeah, a decent level up. Titanium mainly just needs, well, strength, defense, and resistances, and HP too, of course, at this point. Like, skill and luck are decent stats, but yeah, it's not something I'm pining for. I'm just gonna put it like that. Yeah, now then, let's see, how do we deal with Nedata? I think I end up just sicking Ika on him, and then Surin gets the kill. And here I'm just doing some counting on how far the pirate there moves. Yeah, let's see. Come on, Nick, go for it. Yeah, I really do play slow. Yeah, here I was gonna use the steel sword, but I did not like that 83%, so I'm gonna end up going for the regal blade here. The regal blade is a nice sword. On the European hard mode, you barely have to use it, but here on Maniac mode, it is a lot. Well, it's a lot more easily, or it's easier to see why they gave you this sword here. Like, without it, it would have been a tough fight here in the early game. Like, it's tough enough even with the blade and all of its crit and hit and decent damage there. It's like just barely under a steel sword smite there. Like one point of damage less on the regal sword, but it has higher hit than an iron sword and higher crit than a slim sword. It's just a really nice blade overall. Yeah, very well balanced. Scalawags with the CBR. We earn our gold with Axis Bowl, and yeah, even procs of that here. Very nice. For good measure in case Surin would have missed there. Or was his hit at 99 or was it at 100? I don't know. I'm just talking so much here, I'm not paying attention to what's going on screen. But Surin, level 11. I actually don't remember this one. Magic and rest. Okay, well that was a decent one. All I really care about him gaining is magic, truthfully, at the end of the day. You know, the more magic stat you have, the further you reach with physics staves, and you get plenty of physics in this game, as long as you level up Volke there so that he can steal them, which, yeah, that's gonna be fun to try and figure out here now on Maniac mode, I'm sure. But yeah, we'll find a way. I'm gonna make sure we do. You typically don't need to level him up all that much, but yeah. I have heard from Mangs there on his, well, on his playthrough there of Fire Emblem on Fire Emblem Path of Radiance on Maniac mode that you do wanna train up Volke in this game, because later on in the game you might get strapped for cash, and so having a trained Volke to steal silver weapons with is a very nice thing to have, especially because there are gonna be more enemies carrying, well, silver type weapons on Maniac mode rather than on the European hard mode there, so yeah. Now, I will definitely be training Volk, not because of how Manx phrased it, like, I always train Volk. He's one of my favorite units after all. Yeah, the Thief class is so nice in this game. Being able to steal weapons, but most of all, staves. It is super nice to have that option. Yeah, mainly just because, like, the physics staff, when you use it, like, on characters like Mist, Sued, and Ilyana, like, they get 20-30 experience, I don't remember exactly how much, but they gain a lot. And you get so many physics in this game, you can just run around and spam them, and you just get to level 20 without any issues. It's, like, almost crazy how busted healers are in this game. They can so easily gain good experience. Yeah, here I'm just doing some counting, I think, in case you're gonna shoot Rolf twice. I'm pretty sure I'm preparing to pull them in, or one of them in with him. Yeah. And I'm also, well, blocking off for Mist there as well, probably. But yeah, we need to get up there to the boss, to the real boss, sooner rather than later. And on this map, there is one of those invisible lines here, where when you walk over it, there's gonna spawn a whole bunch of soldiers in front of the fort there, which I am aware of that as I'm playing here. Yeah, my first time, or, well, when I watched my brother play this game for the first time, he played on normal mode, of course, but yeah, he ran over that line and he lost someone on his troop there. I don't remember who it was, it might have been Oscar or Boyd, but yeah, he was a bit annoyed at that, I remember, because he just ran in too deep and then he couldn't get back out. I don't exactly remember exactly how it panned out, but yeah, something to that effect. And yeah, here we go, Marcia. He's gonna get some more experience. But yeah, see, this series what I meant there before. Like, I still have not moved my Leth and Mordecai away from the house there. So Marcia, yeah, I just decided to sit there and train with her. And then I would keep on saying there, okay, well, on the next turn for sure, I'm gonna direct before I fight the bandits. But then I never did, so yeah. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's fine, because Ike doesn't even have to go up there anymore, so yeah. It's not like I'm losing time here, or losing turns just because I'm not doing that properly. It's all fine in the end. Yeah. But, here. Let's see. Yeah, we gotta set up yet another barricade here for Sudan. Yeah, and I believe he misses here, indeed. Nice, and what would you know? Another kill for Sunkan here. Yeah, this is what I meant before. He gains quite a bit of experience here today. He's gonna promote before we know it. And yeah, once again there, I don't like the 1% miss, so I'm busting out the Wind Tome. I gotta be careful with my Wind Tomes so that we have some left for when the crows start appearing. I don't remember on which chapters you get to buy more Wind Books there. Surely you have one more chance at the very least. I think so, on the European version anyways, that you get to buy Wind Tomes before, well, that chapter when you're stuck on the boat and the crows are coming. I don't remember which chapter it is in particular. But yeah, it's coming up. And I've spoken on this before too, but we gotta make sure Oscar promotes before we get to that point. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and promote him to a bow paladin, or yeah, bow type paladin there. I am really scared of, well, them, and I want to have a decent tank for dealing with them. The best way to promote Oscar would definitely just be to teach him to use axes. I am definitely aware of that, but yeah, you know, I'm never really that worried about doing things, you know, the penultimate way. I like, I like doing things seriously, but also add some, well, kinks in here and there, you know? You know what kind of kink I mean, I hope. Not... just whatever. Yeah, you gotta have some spices in here too. It can't be all too perfectly fine and, you know, planned out. You gotta have some wrinkles in there, I guess, too. It's a good way of putting it. Yeah, and see here I'm just planning to say that archer for Ileana there, whilst blocking off mist. So, yeah, there we go. I was gonna run in there with Titania, but at this point I'm talking about that invisible line there, I believe, and how you can't run past it, even with Titania, because, well, if they swarm her, she might die. And at this point, I did not remember exactly which enemies would pop out in there. Like if they would have pole axes or stuff like that, that would be super effective on Titania. So therefore, I decided to be, well, playing safe there instead. Yeah, so that was my line of thinking there. And holy cow, how... Yeah, we're 25 minutes in about, yeah. It takes forever getting through an episode. I was honestly a little bit nervous I wouldn't be able to get through this whole video, like just talking like this, but yeah, it's not all that bad, truth be told. I don't really remember what I was talking about there though. Yeah, probably nothing too important. It might have been that I talked about the whole cat situation. But here we go, so I can get some more UC experience, yeah. This is very nice to see. For yours truly. And look at that, the pirate just kept on missing all day. And finally, Marcia took him out, and she almost levels up for it. Yeah. You know, just because of that performance alone, maybe I should consider leveling her up. Maybe she's on a good run. You never know. Maybe she's blessed. Stat blessed. I might need to try her out a little bit. But yeah, after I recorded this episode here, I think I'm gonna head on out there, look up some support, and then I'm probably gonna record one more video today. Yeah. And obviously now I'm just healing up Titania because we're about to send her in. Yeah, here I'm just talking about how I'm a little bit afraid of stepping into the mage's range here. So I think now, yeah, I'm gonna have a quick look at them so we don't get attacked by too much here, in case the reinforcements come here now as I'm stepping on up. And there you go, equip the hand axe for good measure. And now I think Ileana got this kill here. Or did I give it to Oscar? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, Oscar needs to level up, sure, but so does Ileana. That's the nice thing, like, once you get going here with Ileana and Sud, and then if Riz was to die, or miss too for that matter, well, at the very least then, once Ileana and Sud promotes, well then we have new healers on the board here. So yeah, we're starting to get to that point here now where it's not that big a deal anymore to lose Riz. Mist will always be a big deal to lose in my opinion, like, she's just one of those characters I, well, normally reset over if I lose her. Like, she is very cool to have later on. Yeah, I'm not really leveling her up so that I can beat the Black Knight there later on with Ike. Heck, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna attempt that, because if you lose against him there in that room, I mean, then you gotta restart the chapter from the beginning there, which is incredibly annoying. No, I don't think the Black Knight has any higher stats here on Maniac mode than he does on normal mode, for example, but even so, like, you have to rely on luck going in there. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, if I'm gonna do it, then I'm gonna need to have elixirs on Ike and a healthy amount of physics stays there on Mist. That's really all I am gonna say on that one. But, you know, we'll see. I'm not gonna completely, well, shut that one down. We're just gonna have to take it by ear. And yeah, here I leave Sudan on purpose, and finally I move the cats away. Move out of the turret area, you raggedy cats. And yeah, we're just gonna park Marcia right there by the house. And here at this point, Mordecai almost screwed up. He almost ran inside of the bandits' range there, pulling him away from Sudan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have turned around because Mordecai can't hit back. So yeah, technically he's weaker than Sudan. But yeah, look here. He ran past the left there, but yeah, he was just outside of range there, so Biguchi. And get another of that proc. Holy freaking crap, Sudan. You mad lad. Yeah, he's a really cool character. I like him. I like him a lot. It's just that, like, over the years, whenever I play this game, I've always used him, so I'm growing slightly bored of him. Just a little bit, though. That was a beautiful level up. More HP, more magic. He's got like a 60% magic growth. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. We have all those sword guys there. But he's got about a 60% magic growth, so he does get it frequently. It is not unusual for him to max out in magic, so really, even if you're unlucky with him in the early game and you don't get a whole lot of magic, like, it doesn't really matter. By the time you're in the end game, like, he's gonna be maxed out. It's just nice, you know, right here, right now, if he's got some extra magic, because, well, once again, when we get to that freaking chapter with all those crows, if you have a strong Elwind tome there, and, well, if your Surin is strong too, then he can deal some major damage at that point. Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically it there, or, yeah. Now also, if you can get Ilyana up and going, like, so that she doesn't get one-rounded by crows, she is extremely nice to have on that chapter too, like, if you manage her a lot of experience. Because with the Shade skill, she can just walk around unnoticed and shoot birds there with the wind book. That is a very nice combo, but there's just no way here on Maniac mode that I'm gonna get her up to 16 speed or however much she needs. That's just not gonna happen. 13 speed would probably be enough for the majority of the crows there. I think they're around 16, 17, maybe 18 speed. Yeah, I gotta overshoot a little bit here since we're on Maniac mode. They're probably closer to 18 here. Yeah. But, yeah, see here now, since Ike didn't have to run to the houses there, now he can just join on in here. Yeah. It's a little bit of a shame that we couldn't get the restore staff. I did point this out before, but the restore, like, it gives you more experience than the healing staff when you use it. And, like, you never really need to save it for something, so, like, you might as well just use it to gain some extra experience whenever somebody has gotten poisoned. It's actually quite nice. Watch your step around that bunch. There's a dangerous mage with them. You didn't know that. We of the Beast Tribe find magic, and especially fire magic, particularly threatening. I am waiting for friends and cannot take leave of this house, but I would give you this. The talisman here. Yeah, I believe I read this line out all wrong there, so I had to reread it, you know. You know me. And there we go. I'm actually not sure whom to give the talisman to. Here in the video I talked about giving it to Oscar or Kieran. The thing is though, Kieran has worse avoidance than Oscar, you know, just due to the fact that Oscar is gonna get a whole lot of avoidance by stacking up supports there with Ike too. So yeah, he's probably mainly gonna be avoidance tanking, whereas Kieran might well, need to take blows from mages there head on. But yeah, I'm not sure. I am not quite sure whom to give it to. It wouldn't be bad to stack it on Titania either, you know. In all honesty, maybe I'll just give it to her. I could give it to Ike too, but he's already at like 7 or 8 magic rests. He's really solid. Yeah, I did speak on that here in this video too. I'm pretty sure I've already done so, but I just never pointed out here, you know, in the post-game commentary. But yeah, I pointed out that my Ike, he's got as high magic rest as physical defense, which is quite rare. Like, his physical and magic rest growths are both at 40%, but but he starts out like at 0 magic rest, and he has like 5 physical defense in the early game. So yeah, you do the math. Like, it's quite rare that he's only gotten this few defense points. Like, he's at 8 now, physical defense and 8 magic rest. So he's gotten very lucky with magic rest and very unlucky with physical defense. It's 90. He's gonna be super tanky against mages in the end game. Yeah, please zoom out. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it's still up in there who's gonna get the magic rest. Like, for Ike, it's super nice to have once he gets the Ragnell blade there. You know, at that point, once we're in the late game, he can just run on in and deal with whatever mages we need him to, but at the same time, he's at unprecedented levels of magic rest as is. So, yeah. He might not need it. Actually, I probably talk about it here once it turns to 17. Yes, he's only 11 experience away. Yeah, I think that's it. Not that it matters, I don't know even why I point that out, but there you go. I'm just making conversation. And yeah, I'm sure Eliana here will get yet another level up. She ought to. She will hit here, yeah, I remember that much. I think she's just shy here though, yeah. We're gonna need to ship to gain another level up on her. But, you know, she's doing quite well here on this map. The shade skill has worked out beautifully. She's gotten a lot of pot shots struck in here on enemies. Yeah, she's about to get her second level up here now. She started at level 6, remember. She's gonna finish at level 8, possibly higher. I might actually give her the boss kill, but the thing is, if Oscar can get the boss kill, that too would be very valuable. Yeah, since it is a promoted unit there, like an halberdier, Oscar will gain a lot of experience. And, you know, Ileana is already, or, well, she's still at such a low level that taking a boss kill on her is almost a little bit wasteful. It's best to just take it on Oscar or Titania here now at this point in the game. Yeah. But we'll see. I actually don't finish up all these enemies here in today's video. Yeah, I will make a cut here soon. We're at the end here now. Yeah. So, there you go. And yeah, here now we're setting up a nice wall. Yeah. Pretty easy stuff. These reinforcements weren't all that bad. The swordmen that reinforced there, they were not as strong as the first swordman that appeared on the map. That level 15 guy that we saw back in part 9, yeah. Yeah, that guy with 15 attack speed, he was really nasty. The worst swordsman you saw among this bunch here was a guy with 13 or 14 attack speed. I did look that over as I was playing here, but now I forgot to comment on that since I was talking about something else. And that is a very nice level up for Mist there. Both the strength and magic. Did she get speed too? I actually missed that. But yeah, strength is very nice to have on her. Strength allows her to not be weighed down by healing staves, which is incredibly nice to have. And okay, let's see here now. Oh yeah, this is where he gets his 8 magic rest point. Yeah, see, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, no defense, but lots of magic rest. It's been a running theme here in this particular playthrough. All these magic rest points and how much I love them. But I would also like to see him gain some physical defense. Boosh, very nice, good job. She set up an easy kill for Ileana there, down on the bottom. I think I'm gonna actually get that on her, if I remember right. But yeah, look at this, we're on turn 14. We gotta get on through this one here. Yeah. From turn 8 and forwards, you start losing 10 experience per turn, so I've already started losing quite a bit here. I've lost 60 as of now. But yeah, there are still plenty of managed experience to go. On chapter 10, the stealth map there, we could sit around and do the stealth part of the game to get 700 managed experience for Mist, but I don't think I want to do that. That's gonna be so annoying. And yeah, I believe this series where I actually talk about his defense and magic rest situation. Yeah, like my IQ is pretty good, but his physical defense there of 8, like he's almost level 20. And if he's gonna be this squishy, like he's not gonna be the best tank once we get into the mid game. I mean, sure, he still has a lot of health, and he does have Earth affinity there with Oscar, so as long as they are close to each other on future maps, he should still be fine, but it's a little bit worrisome here. I really wish he would just get a little bit tankier, you know. Just a tad bit. HP, skill, luck. Okay, well, HP is always nice on Ileana, so that she doesn't get targeted as much with the shade skill. I've spoken on this on numerous occasions, and look at this, Sudan gets to see some more action. But before we do that, I think I'm gonna strike that guy down here with Ike first. Yeah, here I was talking about maybe smiting, or not smiting, but shoving Sudan forward. That way we could reach that javelin tosser instead. Yeah. It's coming back to me. And I also believe this javelin guy misses me here. I have a hunch that's how it went out. Or, yeah. No, oh, he actually hit. Well, there you go. Well, that's for the better. Now Mist actually gets to heal him. So there is that to take from this mess. But, yeah. We are about to be done with the episode, and instead I heal Ike. Well, you know what, that's just as well. He actually needs to tank here. But, yeah. Yep. I can't actually wait to sit down and record my next episode here. Yeah, I'm actually starting to itch to play the game more and more here now that we are getting into the gist of things. Like, Path of Radiance is very slow at the beginning. So it is a little bit of a snooze fest, but once you start getting to this point, it gets more and more interesting, IMO. Okay, well, here now I'm about to suspend, so, yeah, I'm not sure. Like, we still have a minute or so left here, so I don't know what I possibly could be talking about. Oh, yeah, actually, now I remember. I was talking about here whom to use, to take out Kotaf with the boss there. I was talking about having Suren on the left side there, and then the boss Kotaf will toss javelins at Suren, and then Ilyana can sit on the right spot there and just chuck spells at Kotaf. And then once he's low, then we could try and take him out with Oscar there, if possible, whilst Kotaf is still holding on to the javelin instead of the Night Killer there. So, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna round off here now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.